to introduce a man who brought misery to my life. Misery to my life, because all my clients bring misery to my life. And no one is called a de Kock lawyer, but I'm called a Zuma lawyer. Because the man causes irrationality. For some reason, all revolutionaries cause irrationality. And some of them don't speak to each other. People I called in this room, they don't. That's why I said some of you that side. And but I call him because I wanted to provoke some of you. Because the revolution for me is always that those who are oppressed cannot tolerate each other, but can tolerate the oppressor. And I want to force you for unity to be in the same room with people you dislike. Because the wars in the world are caused by our fear to confront things. Because we comply, we conform, and there's death in the world. And the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Ishmael are still fighting. Thousands of years later, because we don't want truth. And everybody who's here, I call them, not because my book is perfect, precisely because it's imperfect, written by an imperfect person, like you. And I want to remind you how many black people you hate when you can shake de Kock's hand. How many of you don't speak to each other in this room, but you speak to apartheid killers? And so I thought, let me force you to be in one room as we rethink what we've done, what we're about. But anyway, Mr. Zuma, I'm called a Zuma lawyer. And I wanted to introduce this man because I write about it in the book. There's actually part 3 in the book, which starts by the chapter called Zuma, the man you thought you knew. And many think I'm writing about him because I don't know his faults. I do, just like I know your faults. And I call it that because I think I want us to rethink how we judge others and how we judge each other. Because I've been disappointed about justice, that we think it's the exclusive preserve of people we like. When actually it's the exclusive preserve precisely of those we don't like. Because our friends always get justice from us. So the test for justice is how we treat those we don't like, those we despise. And so I'm going to call the president to say a few words. I'm very grateful he came here. He's in the middle of a death in the family. He's going to a funeral of someone prominent in KZN, but he decided to come here today to greet us, and he leaves soon. And I appreciate the fact you're here, and I've forgiven him for causing me trouble. Half of you here don't like me because of him. Ngathi kuye masqala, hey, yazi msholozi, uyahlupha. You cause trouble. And the trouble is because you are a mirror to most of us. And most people dislike you because they've forgotten their own crimes. They've forgotten their own faults. They've forgotten that they too, in fact, worse than you, have betrayed the cause. And most people who hate you, as I saw when I started representing you, it's people who've complied with capital, who've conformed with capital, who've been made and given shares in companies of our former colonizers, and they've become conformists. And I'm grateful that you came, and I've told people in that chapter, you're not a perfect man. No lawyer represents a perfect person. No one who's perfect walks into our chambers. You won't walk into my chambers to invite me when you get a Nobel Peace Prize. You will come in because you have trouble. And our job is to represent those you dislike. And this man called me in 2017 because everyone had left him, his comrades, and everybody. He was losing power. And my parents, my sisters know, we were taught not to look the other way when people need us, even if they are despised. And Tatem Ruth, lastly, you're sitting to my mentor, Tokyo. He taught me, I was his speechwriter.
Please like and subscribe.